A TV clip from Vought's morning show, VNN Today, broadcasts on January 6th. The cancellation of the Training A Train movie is announced. A disingenuous All Lives Matter PSA from the 7 airs alongside a headline about President-elect Robert Singer's impending presidential certification. The boys react to this broadcast. Tells Frenchie to hurry up extracting the anti-Supe virus from Kimiko's severed leg. Meanwhile, texts Huey to check if he's managed to hack federal databases to identify the shapeshifter assassin targeting Singer. Huey is oblivious to the fact that the shapeshifter is currently posing as Annie. Annie, aka the shapeshifter, enters the room in a princess-style dress and tries to get Huey's attention. Annie engages Huey by recounting a story about her great-grandparents' engagement and proposes marriage to him. Huey, overjoyed, fetches a ring he's been hiding to propose in return. They sleep together after, and while lying in bed, Annie realizes her disguise is beginning to deteriorate. She makes an excuse to leave, citing the need for quality champagne, and leaves in a rush, leaving Huey a bit confused by her behavior. In the hospital, Butcher's low blood pressure is noted by a nurse, but he remains unconcerned about his deteriorating health. In his head, Joe Kessler berates him for losing focus. Joe offers Butcher the power to unlock the Supe powers inside of him if he agrees to commit Supe genocide. Grace Mallory arrives, expressing disdain for Butcher but still assisting him. Homelander stares in the mirror at his Vought Tower apartment, disgusted by a jar of his own gray hairs. His irritation extends to the mess left by his son, Ryan. Homelander goes to pick up Ryan's things and in his backpack discovers a picture of Butcher and Becca, which Butcher had secretly sent to Ryan as a Christmas gift. This discovery triggers Homelander's rage, leading him to destroy the apartment. When Ryan returns home, he finds the apartment in disarray and Homelander standing among the debris. Homelander demands that Ryan come to him, tossing the photo at Ryan's feet and declaring himself as Ryan's only true father. Ryan hesitates, and a falling chandelier startles him, causing him to run away. Annie remains chained while the shapeshifter Supe approaches her, claiming she's there for a recharge. The shapeshifter mocks Annie's fears and reveals details about her engagement to Huey. She shares her own experiences of moral decay, likening Annie to a school teacher she once impersonated. The shapeshifter's taunts push Annie to confront her inner turmoil, ultimately revealing her struggles with superpower impotence. The shapeshifter tells her her plan, to use Annie's face to kill President Singer. Butcher receives a call from Huey, who is distressed about the mission to save Singer. Butcher, believing he's near death, asks Huey to visit a certain steakhouse in his memory and to apologize to the boys. Huey agrees but urges Butcher to keep fighting, but Butcher's focus remains on the steakhouse and the final goodbye, leaving Huey worried. On the set of Truth Bomb, Firecracker coughs while greeting Homelander, a symptom of the medications she's on to produce breast milk. Victoria Newman arrives and sits next to Homelander. During the broadcast, Homelander, disturbed and barely attentive, challenges Newman to reveal her Supe status. When Newman tries to deflect, Homelander uses his laser vision on her, proving she is a Supe when she remains unharmed. Frustrated, she confronts him and he tells him to get in line or risk her daughter's life. Congress certifies Robert Singer's presidency despite revelations about Victoria's Supe status. Protests erupt across the country, creating an opportunity for Homelander and his allies to act. Pushes Frenchie to accelerate the virus development while contacting Huey for any dirt on Newman. Huey discovers that the files on her are missing. Instructs Frenchie to continue working and Huey to go on the defensive since the offensive isn't working. As Singer calls for a new election, Ryan visits Butcher, who, with Grace Mallory's help, tries to convince Ryan to stay hidden. Ryan learns the truth about his father's actions and finds out that they want to use Ryan to kill Homelander as he's their only hope. Upset, Ryan rejects Butcher's offer and throws Mallory against a wall after she tries to gas him. Mallory dies instantly. Butcher is left looking after Mallory's lifeless body after Ryan leaves. Meanwhile, Homelander instructs Ashley to compile a list of potential Vought dissidents, implying that those on the list are in danger. She gives him the list, which Homelander then tells the Seven to eliminate everyone on there. The Deep asks about Ashley and Homelander says to kill her too. But Ashley overhears and rushes to save herself by injecting herself with a vial of Compound V from Homelander's apartment. She starts to transform into a Supe. Frenchie prepares a virus-loaded rifle after successfully extracting the virus from Kimiko's leg. Huey brings Victoria Newman, her daughter Zoe, and a security guard into the room. Newman insists on a deal for her safety and future favors. Butcher arrives, revealing his newfound superpower. He brutally kills Newman, ripping her body into pieces. The boys are in disbelief over Butcher's new status. Zoe is left to join the Red River Institute. The boys work with the Secret Service to protect Robert Singer from a shapeshifter assassin, who is currently posing as Annie. Huey realizes the imposter's identity when the shapeshifter references a detail from their first encounter. Huey tells but the shapeshifter realizes they know and starts to attack. The real Annie, having escaped her restraints, joins and battles her doppelganger while Kimiko, and Huey deal with the fallout. Annie defeats the shapeshifter in a brutal fight and Singer gets away. Homelander sits, upset and defeated since Singer's assassination was a fail, as he watches the news. Sister Sage arrives with a balloon and a congratulations to Homelander that their plan worked. She reveals her plan worked as she originally intended. She just couldn't tell him the full picture at the time. She hands him the phone with the Speaker of the House Calhoun on the line, who is ready to pledge his support directly. Sage tells him he's the next president and that this is their moment. Homelander, initially shocked by Sage's revelation, seems impressed and touched, especially given he pushed Sage away before. At a news conference later, Speaker Calhoun assumes the presidency. He tells the world he is declaring martial law and has appointed Homelander to manage a group, rather army, of superheroes who will help maintain order across the country. Homelander addresses the public and remembers the memory of Victoria Newman, his dear friend. He warns Starlighters that he's coming for them. The boys decide it's time to get out of New York. Each of them attempt to leave, by car, boat, or plane, but they get intercepted by multiple Supes, including Kate Dunlap and Sam Reardon from Godalming University, who detain them. Starlight manages to get away using her powers, which are working again. The title of the episode is named after issue 62 of the comics. Upon release, the episode was retitled from Assassination Run to simply Season 4 Finale. This was due to the title bearing similarities to the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. The episode is preceded by a content warning. Viewer discretion advised. This episode contains scenes of fictional political violence. Any similarities to recent events are completely coincidental and unintentional. Prime Video, Amazon, MGM Studios, Sony Pictures Television, and the producers of The Boys oppose in the strongest terms real-world violence of any kind.